Hey guys, this is Peter, and well, last time we talked about we talked about this modem. This one's from Ecom. It's an outdoor unit, which means that you're able to put the radio outside and your SIM card outside, and well, that way you don't really need an external antenna because the whole unit is an external antenna. In fact, it's a 4x4 MIMO, and it's getting some pretty good scores. But last time we noticed that there were some issues with the firmware, so I've been working with Ecom. In fact, they had a trip out to the United States and they stopped by my house. So they were actually here in the studio, sitting down for 5 hours, testing out exactly what I was seeing in my location. Got enough data, they fed it back, and well, they gave us some new firmware. That's how quickly it can be resolved. So let's see. I'm going to show you the IPv6. Well, first of all, here's the firmware. Firmware is specialized software that runs on hardware, and it's a very low-level software, if you will. But you can sign in as admin or super admin. Guess what? Your password for admin is admin, and your password for super admin is, well, it might be that. So let's go ahead and log in. And when you log in as the super admin, you have some extra settings, and it could be the settings that you're looking for in order to change, like this one. Yeah, there we go. That's a key one. Hey, you know what? This is better than getting an external antenna on its own. Getting the antenna outside is key, of course, because that's where these signals live. But look, we get bands not just 41 and 71, but we get 66, 25, 77, and 48. Those are the new ones that are going to be 3.7 gigahertz. Those are going to be the fast ones, 48 and 77. Pretty excited about that. 77 especially. I think 48 could be kind of a more of a resource for providers. But hey, it's nice that we get all of those features. And of course it supports LTE. Right now I'm running 5G NSA, which means I'm running both 4G and, let me just show you. This is what I'm getting. I'm getting a 4G signal and a 5G signal. Now, NSA means 5G running on top of 4G. And that's exactly what this is. And yeah, we're getting 4G signals and 5G signals. Reference signal receive power, we're looking for 80 or better. 79 is better than 80. That's a great score. 91's a little bit up there, but I'm still getting all 5 bars. Reference signal receive quality, we're looking for -10 or better. Both of these numbers are under -10. -8 is better than -10. And for signal to noise ratio, you're looking for anything above 20. I'm getting 26 and 9. So yeah, my 4G signal could be stronger. What am I getting? I'm getting bands 66, 41, and 25. So I'm getting 3 bands. Unlike what we were getting with T-Mobile solution, this one is getting 3 different bands at the same time. I wanted to show you that in IPv6, I'm going to hit F5, run this real quick. It's going to do a test and tell us, yes, it is working with IPv6. And this was another one they worked on. Look at this, IPv6, look at that, 0.6 seconds. That's why I'm really excited about this. Here, I'll jump into this. Let's pull up the test data. Look at this. When it does a DNS request on IPv6, look how much faster it is than IPv4. And if we go and look at IPv6 here again, look, it's faster than IPv4. This is pretty darn exciting. You just get better signals, or better timings. It's going to be faster. We're going to get lower latency with 5G. And that's what everyone tells me. It's not quite there yet, as you're going to see. This again is 5G NSA. And let's do a quick speed test, see what we get. Of course, this is time of day dependent, and it's very important. NSA seems to be plagued by time of day issues. 18 millisecond ping, that's not bad at all. And you know, these are the scores we're getting right now. So we're getting 400. I think what we're going to see is SA is going to take the lead, and we're going to do better than this in the near term. So right now, these are some pretty good scores. This is 5G, of course, and it's not bad. We got our antenna outside. We got the we got a radio outside. This radio, by the way, is powered over Ethernet, which means you don't have to run power to it. It just goes over the Ethernet. It comes with the adapter that allows you to plug in power, plug in your Ethernet, and then any Ethernet that comes off of that is providing power to the unit. It can travel up to 300 feet or 100 meters, 100 yards. Think of it, a football field. That's how far you can go with this thing. That's pretty darn cool. And here's our baseline scores. Now let's go ahead and change it. Going back to the firmware, going to network settings, mobile network, advanced, not advanced settings, just the normal settings. We want to go to SA. SA is 5G all by itself. We'll pick up 2 5G bands. I'm going to apply this. Click Save. This is the new firmware, and it hasn't been released, but I have been granted the right to send it to you as long as I tell you it's beta. But it does seem to be working well. As you're going to see, it's going to be able to do IPv6 in both NSA and SA, and it looks like it's working good. So let us know what version you're running, if you're running this new version, and if you run into anything, let's feed that back, because this team has been great. What kind of team shows up at your house? That's great. All right, so here it is. SA is up and working. Let's see what kind of bands we're getting. We are getting 73 on the power. That's really good. It's -6 and 25. All of those are off the hook. We're getting 25 on the primary, 41 on the secondary. Kind of wish it was reversed because 41 has more resources. But there we go. That's not bad at all. Let's go ahead and speed test this. But first we're going to go ahead and hit F5. Rerun these tests. Make sure we pass, because we want IPv6. That's looking good. This one, F5. IPv6 ready. Look at that. Super fast. All right, we're going to test this. Now, this can be slower. In fact, its latency can be greater, but we all expect it to get better as the resources change. But what I like about SA is, I get a better upload speed, but the other thing is it seems more impervious to time of day things. Okay, so I'm getting 400 as well. That's good. Let's check the up speed. Ooh, 427. That was good. All right. It is a little bit better, but it's working perfectly. And I'm picking up different bands. I'm picking up a whole slew of different bands. This is 2 bands aggregated, and with the NSA, I was getting 3 bands aggregated. It is looking pretty solid. That is just fantastic. 28 millisecond ping. It was faster when I did it with the with NSA, so it all depends on what you want. What I need is the upload speed. Of course, I'm uploading videos. I want the best upload speed I can get. This looks pretty good. I like this unit. Thank you for coming out with to Ecom for coming out with some new firmware and helping us work on this, because this is neat. All that I really needed to do when I put in the card here is go to the mobile network, and I logged in as the super admin, went to advanced settings. I left everything. You can just auto-config by SIM. Sure. I just wanted to see what was the ASN it picked, and it's the FBB home because it's my T-Mobile SIM. I was able to put it in by mimicking this number down here, and it works beautifully. It works fantastic. So very, very good. I'm able to lock in the channels that I want. A lot of people are having trouble. They want to be able to lock into a certain channel. They want to be able to make sure that they get N25, for example, because they want to be able to get a particular band. And you can turn off all the others. You could turn off N71 and say, only give me N41 and N25. N66 isn't bad as well. That's in the middle as well. That's at like a 1900 megahertz. So the 41's at 2500 megahertz. If you can't get 41, you don't have to step all the way down to 71 at 600 megahertz. You could grab something at 19 with 25 or 66. Those are right in that same range from 1700 to 2100. Those are great. And the LTE bands, I like 2 and 66. I don't want to mess with 5 or 12, but that's where I am. Now, if I was out in the middle of the, when I was out in the middle of the forest, when I was out at Lassen National Park, yeah, you wanted anything you can get. I'd be clicking 5s and 12s right now. there it goes, guys. This is pretty good, and it runs nicely. Oh, I'll give you the firmware. Simply download it and go to your system settings. Go to your version upgrade. Click on browse. This is the version I'm running, 2585. So I'm going to browse. There it is, 2585. You click on that one. Bing, bing. And click the upgrade button. That's all it takes. I already have this one loaded. It's no different than the one I have. I'll put it up for you guys to download. Hey, there you go, guys. Hey, thank you to Ecom for coming out to my house, taking a look at the issues we were having, and being able to grab enough data to feed it back home. They had a new version of firmware for me in a matter of hours. And yeah, it was fixing the issues that we were seeing. We were seeing 5G SA. At first, that was getting the IPv6, but it was crashing on some of the speed tests. And they got me a version of firmware that was no longer crashing, but it wasn't passing the speed tests. And then NSA was looking good, but oh yeah, it wasn't doing IPv6. SA was, but it was crashing, and NSA was solid, but it wasn't passing IPv6. Now we got IPv6 happening on both of them, and it looks pretty solid. So hey, I'm going to give you this firmware, but if you do find some bugs, let us know, and let us know what version you're running. If you're running 2585, let us know. Anyway, guys, there you go. Hey, thanks so much for watching. Give this thumbs up, and I'll put a link to this one in the description below. I do want to say that if you run through your router, you may lose your IPv6. If you run with a VPN on, you could lose your IPv6. So make sure that you test the modem by plugging into it directly. But there you go, guys. Hey, thanks for watching, and we'll catch you on the next one. Talk to you soon.